we didn't even see competing at Worlds 2017 here. But Kratos has been, finished second in Pro League before. Same with Suspector. He was second place 2016 Halo World Championships. Spartan, he's always found tremendous success in the league here. One of the most talented players as far as individual skill goes. But like we said, we are looking at Strongholds on Plaza. First 100 points to win this game. There'll be a camo on the map here. We're starting this one off with Kratos, or none other than Kratos himself.
Yeah, Kratos looks like he's going to push Flowers to start, try to help over towards that camouflage. Frosty getting pegged over from a couple of different angles, so he's going to fall down. Looks like someone went over towards that yard, and Lethal's going to be the first one to drop to a grenade. Bottom middle got captured, so probably 2 bottom middle there, and that's going to give Ronin the numbers, but yet they're still going to have to get a couple more slays because you just saw Royal 2 in the kill feed, picking up a double kill, and that's what's so scary about Royal 2. He's in a 2-on-4 situation, Kyle, and now gives OpTic Gaming their own numbers.
And let's see what Royal 2 decides to do here as he pushed over to the yard, and although 2 strongholds were captured, Ronin getting Nest, bottom mid going over to OpTic. It's going to be OpTic that's first putting points on the board here. As Royal 2 doubled back, grabbed that shotgun, and secured yard.
Yeah, you're going to notice that Royal 2, since he has shotgun here, he's going to play as conservative as possible. If he gets put in a situation that he's going to have to drop, he will, but you'll see there's 3 people bottom center. He has shotgun. He's just going to give that up and fight another day here. You can see that player just charging on radar straight stick. That's a pretty easy kill for a player like Royal 2. But you can see Royal 2, his teammates are kind of dropping all over the place. So this is one of those instances where it's tricky. Only Royal 2 puts himself in these situations, I feel like, where he's alive for so long, but yet points are being put on the board, and it doesn't look like he's even affected by it.
Yeah, but this is the right play. I think if he had dropped down bottom mid earlier, he would have just died, turned over that shotgun, and then they would not have that same kind of opportunity to immediately push out. But it is Ronin doing a great job here now of keeping control and racking up these points.
It looks like Spartan's going to die with the P shot, and that's going to go on over to OpTic Gaming if they want it. Snakebite here capturing that nest, which is perfect because Camo's going to be coming up soon in the next about 20 seconds. So you want to hold this posters area. You have a player capturing bottom middle as well for OpTic Gaming, but I don't know if that's going to happen quite yet. They don't have the numbers. Nice flank coming in from Snakebite. 2-on-2 situation over here. It's going to be a fight for bottom middle in that 2-on-2 situation. Snakebite finding the double kill, looking for the triple kill. Like that grenade off the Prius. It's not going to land though. Straight stick gets the reset and the beatdown.
Yeah, that was so close. Snakebite almost went incredibly clutch there to secure the bottom middle, but unfortunately not able to do so. Now Lethal, he was the last guy alive, but he got in a great position, and his teammates coming off spawn have been a big distraction here as they just put 2 down here for Ronin.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happened with the camouflage. I like this positioning here from Lethal. They need to get this guy out. Nice grenade there. That's going to drop straight stick. They finally have some numbers there. 3 players dead. Suspector's the last guy alive. Oh, that green gun almost hit from all the way across the map, and there is the triple cap here. 31 points on the board. You saw about 31-10 when this happened. We'll see how long OpTic Gaming holds the setup.
Oh, and that was a
Camo's still up.
That was a confident charge from Straight Stick as he was taking no shields and just committed to the fight. Now, he did push Lethal back, but that is going to be, I think Lethal probably thought he was going to run away there, was not expecting that kind of challenge.
That is crazy that camo was picked up so late. That's going to be a huge advantage for OpTic Gaming, not only just to get the camouflage, but to have the time on that moving forward. Nobody on Ronin saw that one picked up. I don't even know if they were aware that it was still on the map. That was Ronin's camo to pick up, so just very surprising there, and probably the big first mistake that we've seen from them, besides just allowing OpTic to get the triple cap in the first place.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of those teams where you do not want to make those kind of mistakes against. We'll see what Lethal's able to do here with this camo. He's already secured 1 kill. He pushed 2 players off of top gold, make that a double kill as he's just in a great position. I don't think anyone from Ronin is actually going to look here to see if there's a camo player hiding.
No, this is great. I mean, even if he wasn't camo, I don't know if anyone's going to look there anyway. Man, I don't know if Lethal was going to throw some grenade to blow a sniper rifle that was going to come up eventually, but he was kind of looking around the map, had me a little curious to what he was doing. But you saw a nest push coming out, solid push coming out from Ronin. Now they're rotating over towards bottom middle. They're going to take down Frosty and Royal 2, so now it's Snakebite by himself over by the Prius with Lethal, and that's one of those instances that you don't see OpTic Gaming really commit to. That was something that they should have probably backed off to, but look at that. Lethal doing a great job staying alive, and just that little instance, that little dipsy doodle, as Strongside would say, around that Prius bought so much time for OpTic Gaming and the rest of his teammates.
That was one of the clutchest plays I think I've seen so far this game here, as Lethal was 1,000% should have died. I think it was a 3v2, maybe even a 4v2 situation as they start to capture bottom mid. You had Lethal and 1 other player absolutely just hold everyone off and buy time for the teammates to come off respawn and get a reset bottom mid.
No, I mean, there's 2 mistakes, right? But there's also been 2 really good plays from Lethal. The 2 mistakes have been because of the things that TJ is doing and the pressure that he's adding on the map. One, the awareness of the camo, the fact that he picked that up so slowly for OpTic Gaming and buying time for the team over by the Prius area. So fantastic job here by all players of OpTic Gaming. Now we're on board with Royal 2, who has the battle rifle and is just waiting and posturing for that next camo, which again, they had that time on. Surprising that Ronin was even available for that, and it seemed like they knew kind of it was around that 700 mark, but look at that. Royal 2 gonna pick that one up, and he's just gonna sprint away to safety.
I mean, it looks like Ronin is doing a pretty good job here at executing on what they want to do, but the scoreboard and the points just are not going in their favor. OpTic Gaming just having those clutch plays. That bottom mid, I can't even stress how clutch that play from Lethal was, as that can completely change the outcome. It's not, like we said before, many times before, it's not King of the Hill, it's Stronghold. Sometimes it is extremely difficult to actually change control.
Yeah, and this is a scary moment here. Again, once you make 1 or 2 mistakes, which is really all we've seen coming out from these guys, at least from the screens that we've seen, and just overall on the player outlines, it's going to be over here. Look at this, triple cap, camo shotgun, 2 players dead. OpTic Gaming, all they have to do is 1 more round of slays, and this game is pretty much over. That shotgun did some serious damage, and there it is, the left-right head shake. No, Royal 2 knows this game is over.
Yeah, that was Royal 2. I thought he was going to shoot his body, but he's too smart. Does not want to waste that shotgun ammo there. Just giving a little bit of a head nod for everyone on stream here, but what a fantastic job by OpTic Gaming here.
Yeah, and you could see Spartan just meleeing the wall and a little bit of frustration there. It has to be frustrating. What, they had 31 points, right? And then what, they had 1 more point the rest of the game? That's why you got to call those things out. It was 31 to less than 10 points. And as soon as you saw OpTic Gaming get it going, they didn't let go the entire time. As we take a look at the stats, nothing really standing out like a sore thumb from either side. Really just a clean game overall, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of assists out of Frosty, but, you know, it's to be expected. Not everybody can put up a ton of kills every game here.
3 perfect kills, though, from Royal 2.
That is actually kind of interesting. So Royal 2 obviously being very comfortable, taking his time on some of those kills and, you know, being a real impact player. And then you got Lethal at 14 and 10, so most kills in the game, but something that doesn't reflect is the amount of clutch plays he had.
Yeah, and a lot of that having to do with the camo. You can't go down and give OpTic Gaming camouflage. You can't give him shotgun. You can't give him map positioning. Ronin was doing a pretty good job. I'm pretty impressed with the way that they were fighting in that one. But again, you're not going to be able to just give them everything on the map and be able to say, hey guys, we can still win this against probably still the best team in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Ronin needs to make sure they don't let this or take this one to heart. Plaza Strongholds is a very difficult game type to play. If you're going up against a team like OpTic Gaming, who has such a clear execution strategy and knows exactly what they want to be doing, you can have those situations where you're winning 31 to 14 or whatever it was, and then they just go and control the pace of the game for the rest of time. So it was not a bad job by them, but they need to definitely work on some of their breakout strategies there.
Right.
And pinpointing back to the Lethal play bottom mid,
right,
because that was easily 15 to 20 point swing. Absolutely another cycle of life.
Well, maybe it'll be a little bit easier here for them on Eden Slayer. Obviously, we have that overshield replacing the rockets outside in the turbine area. Then you have that sniper rifle still sitting there. We were on board with Kratos last time, so let's switch on over to Lethal, see what he's going to be able to do. Looks like it's going to be that pit strategy, as he should be. Oh, we're on board with Spartan.
Spartan over here. Spartan pushed out outside, but you are correct. Lethal was, in fact, the one that pushed in and got control of the base here. So now we're on board with Snakebite. So he's pushing around. And what a stick already. Snakebite, one of the greatest players we have in the entire world. And he does a great job. The one thing I want to point out right there as Lethal picks up that sniper rifle is he jumped in the air to create an additional distraction or cut off the angle of where he can get shot from.
Yeah, this is not looking good here to start for Ronin. As they had that great start here on the Plaza game, this is getting kind of ugly. Suspector kind of saving that right there. Somehow they're over at blue base with the sniper rifle still, and that one's sitting in Spartan's hands. So it looks like Royal 2 is going to drop to a grenade here anytime. And as I was saying, a disaster start, all of a sudden just turning into a great start now for Ronin. Let's see if they can string it together. A couple players dying. Oh, and over security is not going to help. But here it is. We got a tweet coming in from Shaq Attack. Watching HCS. Elamite, get well soon. Glad to see T-Squared's back. Let's watch some Halo, boys. Appreciate the tweets. Keep them coming, guys. at ESL Halo, at HCS. Use that hashtag HCS so we can find you. Rotation coming in with the sniper rifle. That body shot's going to hit. Looks like he's working with Suspector over there. And Spartan and Suspector kind of go back quite some time. I remember talking to them about 8 or 9 months ago, and Spartan just talking about how much he wanted to stick with Suspector. He was really excited about them being the new duo.
Yeah, and Spartan, you can see how much individual weapon skill he has. That first no-scope he had on the player over towards Red Ben, he took his time. He lined up the shot and was not even affected by that grenade taking him no shields. He knew and was confident that he was going to hit that shot.
Pretty easy shot right there onto Royal 2. Looks like Spartan's going to rotate this one on over to Security. Get some new angles on the players in the blue stairs. Nice snipe right there onto Frosty. We expect him to push on over towards the catwalk, but it looks like it's going to be another push over towards that outside area, most likely because you have the power-up coming up here soon. Wow, what a shot in between the sneaky. That time taking Snakebite, looking for some more. Royal 2 going to take out the light rifle with Lethal and pick up a couple of kills. That is huge again. Straight Sick trying to fight for that overshield. That is going to go on over to OpTic Gaming. Great job there by Lethal and the rest of the OG crew.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great nade coming out from Straight Sick, trying to keep them off of that overshield, but it's not going to work out. There are just 2 players there from OpTic Gaming. Numbers advantage is too powerful sometimes here, and you had that overshield going in their favor. 13-13 though, so Ronin staying in this one. It's kind of similar to what we saw from last game. We'll see if they're able to keep that momentum up the whole time.
I just want to point out that play right there when Straight Sick was sitting over in front of Red SMG. I love the new game types right there. That player just knew exactly where Straight Sick was going to go. Straight Sick was trying to use his radar. It wasn't happening, and he just gets picked off. So much room to outplay people here with this new radar change. Love the new game types. But the sniper's coming up here soon. Looks like OpTic Gaming's going to be able to get that one. And surprisingly, it's been pretty back and forth, Kyle. It's a 4-kill lead for OpTic, even though they seem to have control for most of the game, except for when Spartan was going off with the sniper.
Yeah, I mean, Spartan did put up some big numbers, or hit a lot of clutch shots there with that sniper rifle. Now, Royal 2 has the sniper rifle in his hand, so we're going to gradually move over to his point of view. So we're taking a look at where the rest of Ronin is hiding, recognizing that the sniper is in OpTic's hands, and they do not want to let this score get out of control this early in the game.
Yeah, while the game's slowing down a little bit, going to run through the stats. Something that's kind of, sticking out to me again, Lethal sitting at 6-2. He's really been playing well today. Meanwhile, Straight Sick sitting at 4-0-7, while everyone else on his team has 4 assists total. So 12 assists on 15 kills with Straight Sick sitting at 0, most likely doing a lot of the cleanup duties. But again, that killing spree, all Spartan. He's sitting at 5-3. Now there goes the push. Kratos is going to die over towards bottom security. Here comes OpTic Gaming getting aggressive. Lethal's going to drop Suspector as well. You got to be careful here if you're Ronin. This is when things can get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, they caught Kratos by himself. Were able to activate or you take advantage of a 2v1 situation there. And then at that point, the rest of the Ronin starts pushing out, but you're at that numbers disadvantage. It's not going to work out most of the time.
Really nice nade from Suspector. The problem right there was OpTic Gaming didn't collapse fast enough, and they allowed spawns behind them over towards that blue base onto the blue plat. So probably wish that they would have maybe stayed back there and anchored the spawns, but I get where their head was at. They wanted to go and collapse and converge on those guys, but again, they just didn't communicate on exactly where everyone was. And now you saw the first major mistake coming in from OpTic Gaming in the entire series. Rarely do you see any mishaps like that coming from them, really.
Yeah, and you just had Frosty. He was in kind of a great position, hiding over at blue plat, and then just jumped out a hair early and showed up, essentially on radar. They were spotted by Spartan and Suspector. And take a look at the score now. We're about to hit the halfway mark, and it is essentially all tied up.
One of the things to also keep in mind here is how important every single game is, because say they do win this game and it comes down to, hey, maybe Ronin's going to be like, 5th or 6th seed. Your match record is going to matter. Your head-to-head's going to matter. Winning every single game really makes a difference, even if you don't end up winning the series here. So something to keep in mind if you're Ronin.
Yeah, and then you just had Spartan try to kind of move on a rotation and just get dropped almost instantly. He did hit a body shot, but nobody was able to secure or clean up that kill. Kratos then picks up that sniper, tries to escape with it himself, and it's still going to be sitting down on the ground here right behind Snakebite.
Still a nice little comfortable lead here. 5 kills for OpTic Gaming. They haven't really run away with this one yet. You have Sniper Rifle coming up. Overshield going to be popping up probably about 15 seconds after that one. Frosty is ripping faces off. Looks like he's over towards that red nest area. Meanwhile, there it is. Red nest again, taking out Spartan this time over towards that mid-bridge. Perfect scenario to be here, and Kyle, 4 bullets left in 5 seconds coming up for that sniper rifle.
I mean, we've seen Frosty do some ridiculous things with this weapon, especially here on this map. I believe a double kill from top catwalk into the cracks there. And
there it is.
There it is again, just ripping Kratos' face off there. 34-26, which was essentially just all tied up not 30 to 45 seconds ago. We're seeing now an 8-kill lead.
This is going to be all OpTic Gaming if they want it. If they can secure this outside area, it's the perfect timing to just put the belly on these guys. Multiple players in the pit. You can see desperation coming in. They really want that overshield, but OpTic Gaming has already picked that one up, and now these guys from Ronin are just going to die individually and probably get a couple of trades, but it's not going to really mean much. 2 for 2. Suspector probably going to drop here soon, but he does have some nice help coming in from outside. All 4 members of Ronin outside here. This is not good. They're going to have to send someone out over towards that red nest area, in my opinion. Maybe a bottom middle flank over towards the pit would work here.
Yeah, and you can see, it looks like Snakebite might have found that sniper rifle. I'm not sure if he has, is that the brand new one that they were able to pick up here?
Yeah, it has to be.
Take a look. Snakebite is over here at Blue Plat. So this is kind of exactly where you want to be if you're OpTic Gaming. That's a good point you bring up, Tom. They've got the rest of Ronin over trapped at red base. They have a healthy lead, and you know they're hiding. You know, you can see Frosty there's hiding really close to a member of Ronin. So they're just kind of playing the patience game. Who's going to make the first move here?
Yeah, this is smart coming out from both teams, honestly. I like the fact that they slowed it down on the side of Ronin, but OpTic Gaming doing the exact same thing on their side. There's no reason to charge out. Really, the play is to wait for the next overshield if you're both teams. If you're OpTic Gaming, just rotate your sniper rifle guy outside. Make sure that you're watching out for that Hydra launcher. Make sure that you're holding top catwalk, just like Lethal's doing. Eventually, if they could figure out where Kratos is, they could probably get that pick, which would, you know, help out, but it's not going to really do much. They want to, again, just make sure that they're not making any mistakes about 10 to 15 seconds before the overshield comes up, because that's, you know, obviously the respawn timer when it comes into effect.
Oh, and look at this. Frosty pushes across the map, picks up or creates a 1v1, wins the 1v1, and then escapes as the rest of Ronin tries to collapse. I initially liked what Ronin was doing, the 2-2 split there over from Security and Ben, but OpTic just too smart and too experienced there. They recognize what they need to do, and Frosty, with his insane talent, just able to pick up that kill.
Straight Six gonna find that sniper rifle, down 9 kills. Overshield should be popping up any second. Looks like Lethal's on top of that one. He's gonna grab that right at that 337 mark. So Straight Six, he's making the right play, getting out of there as fast as possible. But where does he go? He's probably screaming to his teammates, where should I run to? He cannot get out of there. Lethal's gonna drop him. Lethal had the overshield as well, so now he's gonna have the sniper rifle. Kratos is gonna drop. OpTic Gaming has this game pretty much in the bag, Kyle. It's looking a little bit like how the end of Plaza is going. Almost no hope here for Ronin to come back unless they kill Lethal ASAP.
Oh, that was getting pretty close there. Lethal has that overshield. He's confident. He's getting the calls from his team. 44-33, so just gradually increasing the lead in the second half of the game here. And yeah, like you said, comparing it to that Plaza Strongholds, same kind of thing. Ronin off to a good start, able to stay with OpTic Gaming, but over the course of a 12-minute game, just not have enough gas in the tank.
Yeah, that's the right way to put it. Just not enough gas in the tank. Maybe they should have, you know, taken the 2-tire rotation or the change instead of the 4 tires. Maybe clean up the pit stops a little bit more. But I don't know what to say besides this is just classic OpTic Gaming, really. Honestly, they just, you know, pick you apart. They rarely make mistakes. I think in 2 games, we're only looking at 1 mistake, and that was just not choking the spawns over towards that blue side. They're on top of every single overshield. They're always in perfect positions. They're winning their 1v1s like you had to. Like you said, Frosty found that one on a Straight Six. And if you win those 1v1s, Kyle, that really opens up the map, and it gives yourself a number advantage. And when you have the positioning and you have the weapons, you're pretty much screwed if you're running.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point to bring up. There's just not much you can do, especially against a team that is not going to make those little mistakes that, you know, open up a game. 47-34, and you can see OpTic Gaming. This is almost like a rush because we can't lose situation, but they're still playing it patiently. They're not taking any chances. They're escaping with yet another sniper rifle. And one of the things I was most impressed by OpTic this game is that every time Ronin had the sniper rifle, that they got melted. OpTic did not let them rotate anywhere with that.
Yeah,
every time
except for Spartan a little bit in the beginning there, but that's a nice play coming out from them. But the thing is Ronin, no matter what they did here, they took way too long. They're going to run out of time, whether they end up, you know, even getting to that 40 kill mark, 45 kill mark. It doesn't matter because OpTic's going to hit 50, obviously, but they waited again for that last overshield, which, you know, again is the play, but it's like guys are running a little bit too late here. And fancy kills coming in from Spartan. That's going to be Kratos dropping lethal again, though. Really concerned about the time. Even if OpTic Gaming was just to hide, I feel like they're not going to be able to pick up 9 kills fast enough.
Oh, and Frosty just says no, and you had to have a lot of aggression coming out from Ronin. Like you said, you're pointing out the time left in the game.
Yeah, that's why he was out there in the first place.
Yeah, they had to get 2, so down by what? 8 kills, was it? Yeah. They needed to get 2 full spawn cycle kills.
It's mathematically possible. It's just that you got to assume that they're going to be hiding.
Right.
And also, Eden is not, you know, the smallest map in the world either. So overall, taking a look at the stats, Kratos having a rough one, 5, 10, and 15.
Look at these assists.
Going to be -10 in a net 9-kill game. Yeah, 10, 10, 10 deal there. You also have 2 more 10 assists coming down below, but look at that, just so clean again from OpTic Gaming. Nobody stood out in the first game from the stats, and again, in the second game, they're all just so evenly matched, it's insane.
Tom, just this doesn't mean anything, but there's 10 10s on this scoreboard right now. It's the most 10s I've ever seen.
Okay, that's a good point. But if you're going into game 3 here, and you're Ronin, you got to be feeling a little bit better, in my opinion, because of the game type that you're going to be facing off. You're going to have CTF Truth, which I feel like they're going to be able to stand a little bit more. But now you're down 2-0 in the series. So are you a little bit deflated from that? Are you a little bit demoralized? Or can you bounce back here? Because again, keep in mind that every single game matters so much. Who was it that ended up just losing out on a tiebreaker briefly? I believe it was Evil Geniuses in one of the pro leagues, where if they would have just won one more game, I think
it was against OpTic, or they had to beat OpTic in like
they had to beat them. They ended up having to beat OpTic in the last series or something like that. But guys, every game, again, you have to take every game so seriously. As we take a look at the series layout, everyone on Ronin really trying to push this at least to rig strongholds and see where they can go from there. But OpTic Gaming trying to close it out as they do in a dominating fashion, 3-0 if they can win CTF Truth.
Yeah, and that's a good point you bring up as well in regards to those tiebreakers. Even if it goes all the way to game, or even if you lose, you still want it to go to game 5 so that map win percentage is higher.
Exactly, kicking this one off with Suspector. He's going to push out Carside. Looks like 2 players pushing out Carside. They're going to find Frosty over here. Is there going to be help, though? That player decided to go top center as well, and multiple players from OpTic Gaming are distracting over towards the pink side. Looks like Royal 2 elected to stay in the window, and he's going to pick up a double kill, and that has to be great for Royal 2. You just sit back in your base, just lay down some cover shots. What do you know? Pick up a double kill.
Right, that's what I used to do all the time. They're just chilling in the window, putting some shots down cross map, and now we're here on board with Snakebite as the other power position you always want to be in, locking down that P2 spot here. Of course, you got camo spawns up below you. You've got great angles, dodge grenades very easily, but what you don't want to have happen is no help as 3 members charge pink side and just melt you.
Yeah, good communication coming out from Ronin. It looks like, again, they seem to have what it takes to hang with OpTic Gaming in parts of the games. They're just really not stringing it together for the full 12 minutes, which is really what you have to do against these top teams, not just OpTic Gaming, but all the teams in the Pro League here. It's just so much tougher to do against OpTic when they're playing this well. And Royal 2 picking up another couple of kills. While this is happening, Frosty is running the flag pink 1. You can see Straight Sick is trying to hunt that down. He thought that the flag was being ran, but the double back came in, and the beatdown. What play from Frosty?
Yeah, I mean, no more radar here. Frosty just recognizes that there's probably somebody flying out pink side trying to slow down the rate this flag is being captured, but no, Frosty, too smart, too experienced, knows Halo 5, you can move across the map so quickly. You have to sometimes kill not just the whole team, but make it 5 or 6 players. As new players coming off spawn, you actually have to kill as well to move that flag all the way across.
Yeah, so a little bit of a standoff.
Was that a ninja?
I'm not sure, but a little bit of a standoff scenario here. I was watching what was happening with the flags. It looks like there is a little bit of a situation with the flag being pulled bottom center, and then obviously you have the Eli pull coming out from OpTic Gaming. So you got to give it to Ronin because of the fact that they were even able to get that pull in the first place, which looked like it was a for sure cap coming in from Frosty, and the flag still being pulled out there as camo's coming up. So whoever's going to be able to secure this camo is going to be in great position, but Suspector is the last guy alive right now.
Yeah, Suspector gets dropped, but that flag, oh, and it was stopped once again. And Sparty is going to be the one that grabs this one here. Another big fight happening in the base. Royal 2 gets taken out. That's going to be a double team, though. Spartan flies out with the ground pound, secures a double, puts some shots down on Lethal as well, and now 3 dead for OpTic Gaming. That flag is going in, Tom.
There it is. Big plays coming out from Spartan and the rest of the guys on Ronin. And a back flag spawn, Frosty's going to end up thrusting back to challenge that. Pretty much nowhere that he could go there. Nice job there by Ronin, all starting with that flag pull over towards bottom center. You could see OpTic Gaming Royal 2 was trying to do the same thing, but Ronin was ready for it.
Ooh, Frosty, or excuse me, Spartan winning a big kill on Frosty there as he actually took out 2 members of OpTic on this
Frosty.
push. Yeah, it was some Frosty shots there, but no, he's going to lose that one to Lethal, and just like that, numbers advantage back over to OpTic Gaming, but top middle control and overall map control still over here to Ronin.
Yeah, a lot of challenging going on from OpTic Gaming. Typically, you see them value their lives a little bit more. It looks like they're just trying to plow through Ronin here and just trying to finish off this sweep. They're going to have to show a little bit more respect in their one-on-one battles and making sure that when they're weak, they're valuing their life a little bit more. Snakebite trying to go for the flank towards P1, didn't realize that Spartan was sitting over there towards that pink side. Really like the spacing right now coming out from Ronin. You have players pushing over towards car side, car 1 and car 2, and then players sitting over towards that pink side. All they need to do is flank someone over towards bottom middle or the flag, and that's exactly what Kratos is doing, but he's just a little bit too slow to the party there, and his teammate did die, so now he's put in a situation where he's going to have to win a couple of fights, and that's just not going to happen. OpTic Gaming's communication too strong.
But just like that, back up to top center, Ronin is just flying across the map, and they're in great positions to use teamwork. We're seeing some awesome bait and switch action coming out of OpTic as they're playing defense on their flag, but the aggression from Ronin is very strong now.
Royal 2 just flew in there and took on 2 players. Yeah, one of them was weak, but that was a nasty one-on-one against Straysick. You can see Straysick was even trying to be a meat shield right there, thrusting in front of his teammate, but Royal 2 just kind of laughed at him and just picked them both off here as Snakebite picks up a double. It's now a 2-on-2 situation on the map as Camo's coming up here, and Royal 2's in a pretty prime spot here to work with Lethal, try to secure this one. However, Ronin on top of it, Kratos charging out, multiple players pushing in towards that pink side. What a job by Royal 2. Thought he was going to stay alive, but Suspector's shutting it down.
Yeah, you can see that player shows up on radar. Royal 2 recognizes it, tries to push out, but gets shot in the back of the head. That's going to be Suspector picking up that kill. Now, that's 2 dead for OpTic. Flag is out. If they're able to kill Snakebite here, this is going to have a high chance of going in. Snakebite not going to be able to stay alive.
I mean, you got to watch out for the radar there. That's the new radar changes, and you play off the radar so hard that you just kind of, lose your prediction skills that you normally have here, and you're kind of seeing a little bit of awareness slip away from Snakebite in that sort of situation, but really just a heads-up play overall by Spartan. Those type of plays, again, we would not have seen unless the game types did get changed and that radar did get changed. So again, loving the way that this game is playing now, and kind of loving the way that Ronin's been fighting here in game number 3.
Ooh, and you can see Lethal trying to help out his teammates over in Bubble, recognizing Royal 2 gets taken out. He needs to cut off some of these angles so he's not getting double or triple teamed here. Here's a player hiding bottom center. That's a pretty good plasma grenade coming up top and not going to get the damage that they are wanting out of it. Lethal doing a great job just positioning and maneuvering here around top center. Not able to get any kills, but he is laying down a lot of damage and buying some time here for his team.
Yeah, you could tell Lethal didn't want to drop there. If he would have lost that 1v1, Kratos would have been extremely fired up. Really nice grenade coming in from Spartan. That's going to get the trade on over there. And Suspector with some good shots over towards the car side. Where's the pressure going to come in here? Where are they going to come from? Looks like one car side, another one top center, but they're going to have to get over towards P2. Looks like that's exactly what Kratos' thought process was, so heads up by him. And Spartan picking up kills left and right. I'm going to check the scoreboard because he is just showing up on the kill feed everywhere, sitting at 18 kills, by far the most in the game right now, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point to bring up. Spartan, he's somebody that's always played extremely well against OpTic Gaming. I'd say he's always had some clutch plays. I always think back to Fathom CTF, where he'd have the most kills in the game, be constantly a distraction, have a couple clutch resets, and then, run a bunch of flags.
Sounds like he's doing it all, is pretty much what you're saying there. So you're finally seeing OpTic Gaming now getting ping control, so things may switch just a little bit. Camouflage also just went towards P3, so here's the push coming in from OpTic. This is going to tell a lot about how Ronin's playing this right now. If they're able to defend here, Kyle, they may win this game.
Yeah, but we still got 5 minutes left on the clock, and the other thing to point out is OpTic only has to cap 1 flag, and then you can send this into overtime, so that's the scary thing to think about, because OpTic Gaming consistently during the second half of any given game is when they really start to show up.
So important to clean up those one-shots. Royal 2 electing not to shoot and staying alive the entire time. Look at this weird, unorthodox flag pull going on over towards the bubble. One of the things that you have to be aware of, though, is look at that. Spartan already made it over there, but I think Royal 2 saw his heal there, so they're going to be able to find out where the spawns are. Suspector over there as well. Heads up play by everybody on Ronin. Don't stay at your base. Don't try to find where Royal 2 is. Go and get what got you the first cap to begin with. It's that counter pull towards bottom center. So very poor choice by OpTic to run that towards the bubble. Even worse choice to think that they were spawning underneath the base. You have to watch front base and P1 spawns there, and that's exactly what happened. Heads up plays by Ronin. They're going to be able to eventually go up 2-1, I think, in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty, or they're putting themselves in pretty good position here. Now, one thing I want to point out is the Royal 2 play. He had the camo player right in front of him. He has no shields, and they elected not to shoot Suspector. Now, the reason he did that, if you're at home watching, is when you have camo and you're invisible, the auto aim does not show up as much or if at all. So Royal 2 was just banking on Suspector, missing his shots, and not having any additional auto-aim assistance there to get the kill.
Yeah, but Straysick needs to pull this flag as of like 10 years ago. They're still overslaying, and now Suspector is going to have to be the one to pull this. This is just way too late coming in from Straysick. I like the idea. I like the thought process. Slay, slay, slay. But man, you are so close to going up 2-0 in this game, and you really need that cap being down 2-0 in the series. So I don't know if that one's going to be able to get put in. And Straysick going to be able to find that camo, and the flag does get returned. So big missed opportunity coming in from Ronin. And remember, when you make a mistake against OpTic Gaming, you're going to get punished. We haven't seen one quite yet, and that was the first one here in CTF Truth.
I mean, last player alive is Carside the base. The rest of the players are coming off spawn in the bubble. OpTic Gaming is absolutely aware of that position. But no, look, one of them comes off pink side. That is a split spawn, so it looks like somebody may have been blocking grenades, perhaps a couple different reasons why that can happen. But either way, some clutch, maybe lucky, maybe just clutch action coming out of Ronin here to stop that one.
Just another bad flag pull there. Going underneath the base, I understand the thought process. I get it. Pull it out there, go underneath the tunnel. But they're just not aware of the spawns quite yet. So this is going to be maybe the fourth flag opportunity we're going to see OpTic Gaming pull. Most likely the cleanest one as well. 3 players underneath the base. Royal 2 watching the car side spawn. Snakebite finding that double kill. There it is. You're going to be able to possibly get a double cap here if they can kill this guy quickly. But no, Straysick somehow in a 2-on-1 situation picking up some kills. A couple sloppy shots by Royal 2, but nonetheless able to pick up that kill and should be able to secure this cap. You can see everybody on Ronin saying, hey, let's give that up. Let's just clear Royal 2 out of their base. Nice cap there by OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and like we said, towards the later half of these games is when OpTic Gaming really starts to show up. So having that 1-0 lead, while it is good, of course, you'll always take that situation. You got to do a lot more and keep up that momentum the whole time.
No doubt about it, the biggest mistake of the game was Straysick not running that flag when he needed to. It was about 7 seconds too late, or maybe it felt like an eternity to me, but I felt like it was a good 7 seconds. And then again, they counter-capped off that, so that's pretty much a 2 flag difference. This could be 2-0 right now, but instead it's looking like possibly Snakebite going up here for OpTic Gaming. And this is what they do so well. Like you said, towards the end of the game, they go into this never say die mood, never lose mode, and it's just so scary to see them turn it on with just a flip of a switch.
And we're going to tell a lot about who wins it or how this series is going to turn out right. And now as the players are dead, doesn't look like anyone's in position. They're pushing top center. Then Ronin going down 2-1 now with only a minute left in this game. But just like that, put 2 down. They need to have a counter capture. Snakebite gets spotted with the camo. Suspector does not make that mistake again and actually kills Camo Guy this time.
Nice job taking out the camo player there, but it's only a minute left to get a capture, and you know OpTic Gaming is going to be flooding back to clear out their base in that pink side area. Got to win this battle against Frosty there. Frosty gets the trade on Suspector. He'll take that. And they just need to make sure they clear out this last guy who's going for the pull, whoever that is. Really heads up job to even get that flag out towards bottom center. Now they can bait this one for a little bit, but Frosty completely aware. Spartan not looking at the radar, too focused on players across the map. Just a little bit too hectic here with only 30 seconds left. And we'll see, they only have one more push coming in from Ronin. They got to put that cap in at that 0-0-1 second mark. Otherwise, this is all over. It's going to be a 3-0 sweep for OpTic Gaming to start off the Pro League.
They've got about 3 seconds left to grab this flag, or this game is over. Just not enough time to run it across the map. Time limit will not extend if flag is away from home. And just like that, OpTic recognizing that they just 3-0'd Ronin this series as time comes down and expires. Spartan recognizing that as well. And there you have it. OpTic Gaming off to a hot start in the Pro League here. 3-0 sweep over Ronin.
Yeah, it was expected. It was going to be a dominating performance coming out from OpTic Gaming. That dominant, I wasn't going to say that far, to start the show, but you know, when you go and look at the stats, again, Lethal was the guy today that really put it together for OpTic Gaming, and they just had a great overall performance.